As Uganda joins the rest of the world to commemorate the International Right to Know Day, the civil society organizations call on the government to produce translated and simplified national budget to allow citizens understand what is involved and make follow-ups for implementation. Patrick Tumwebaze, the executive director, Uganda Debt Network, explains.
The case report is in-year reports provided to the public, which contains information on monthly revenue collections while excluding information of debt contracted in a given quarter or month, as well as the composition of the debt and actual expenditures. We urge you, government, to annually produce a simplified and translated version of the national budget to ease citizens' comprehension of key government promises to all its citizens.
The civil society also concerned about the escalating corruption, especially as the executive continues to diminish the oversight role of Parliament in the acquisition of public debt. They say in financial year 2011-12 alone, 13 new loans totaling to 1.3 trillion Uganda shillings were signed by the executive without Parliament's approval, which is contrary to the Public Finance and Accountability Act.
We also recommend that the anti-corruption law amendment process, which has taken a long time, should be expeditiously be enacted with a specific clause for recovery of all the lost public funds.
They say comprehensive information in the in-year reports for monthly revenue collections should be produced for proper tracking of budget implementation and for citizens to understand the national debts and expenditures of their monies.
The in-year reports that have been produced are posted on websites, and they mainly contain information regarding how much revenue has been collected. Actually, there's not much on expenditure when it comes to in-year reports.
We have seen Ministry of Finance consistently on a quarterly basis publishing the amount of money they have sent to ministries. But we have not seen a ministry telling us consistently on a quarterly basis on how they have utilized the amount of money given to them.
Somebody said in this particular quarter, so much money was sent for this bridge in Amuria, as an example. Me, as somebody who comes from Amuria and in that particular parish, I'll be able to raise an alarm that, oh, this bridge that is being talked about have been worked on is actually as it was 4 years ago.
Given such a spirit of continuous borrowing from the international community, the civil society is worried that Uganda will continue serving debts for a long time while citizens suffer with limited service delivery.
The implication is that you will be doing a lot more of debt servicing than having capacity to provide services locally. Because the money that you otherwise would have used for universal primary education, for opening up of community and other access roads, is actually being siphoned away by the money owner.
The civil society organizations now demand that the government walks the talk by punishing all those who plunder government resources. Stephen Mwiri, WBS News.